What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Hippo Supercoach, and today we're going to be going over the best trade targets for round 15. We're going to go over who's the most traded in, most traded out, and yeah. By the end of the video, you guys will be leaving with just the best trades ever. Alright, let's get into it. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. We're nearly at 1k. Would be much appreciated if you do so. Alright, so traded out, we got Bailey Humphrey. It's a no-brainer, get rid of him. I'm sure the break-even will be quite high. Yep, 120, perfect time to get off. 394k, like it's just a no-brainer, just jump off him now. Weddle, 345k, break-even 81, probably the same thing with him. I'd probably jump off. He's done really well. If you got him in on his bubble or even the week after, he's done really well for you. So good job to everyone that picked him. Unfortunately, I didn't. Ashcroft's another one that you could maybe hold one more week because I think he's got the next few at the Gabba. Yeah, so next two are at the Gabba, so probably hold him for another 2 weeks. If he does bad this week, then just jump off. Atkins as well. Probably have to jump off him. Jeremy Cameron's going to miss a week, I believe. Break even 180. He's going to be a nice F7 option if anyone wants him. I think that's a good plan. If you can get him at F7 and loop, I don't know, say him in Cogs or something, it would be really cool. Yeah, he's going to be 300k. So same with Callum Mills. They're going to be dirt cheap. So it's another one that you could really get and loop as well. Pretty much all these guys are worth jumping off. Now, Clayton Oliver's one to consider not jumping off. Seems like he's going to miss 1, maybe even 2 more weeks. I think if you've held him all this long, even if he gets 2, it's probably, yeah, you probably just hold him. I think he will repay everyone that held him once he comes back, but it's just a matter of when he comes back. And if 1 to 2 turns into 3 to 4, then you're screwed. That's just really hurt you because then he would have missed like 7 weeks. But obviously we can't, we can't work that out in hindsight. So Jasper Fletcher's the most traded in, break-even -25. I guess he's the cheapest rookie option. Now it's not someone I'd love to get in, averaging the 58. Obviously it's not the greatest pick, but yeah, a little bit more expensive too. So yeah, hopefully Mullen comes in. I think he's a perfect downgrade if he comes in. Apparently went alright in the VFL, so fingers crossed he does actually get named. Then the most traded in is Zach Butters. So I find it interesting Serong is not in there because I would have him as my #1 trade target this week. We'll talk about him in a second, but yeah, so Butters' form is undeniably good. Now the advantage that Butters has over like your Libba and Petrarca is he's a mid forward, so that can be very, very helpful, having that DPP flexibility. So would I get Butters? I would say yes. He's expensive, obviously, but I don't see his form dropping off. I think he's really found his feet at AFL level now. He was already good, but now he's like solidified uber primo, I think, and yeah, I would definitely bring Butters in, and he's actually pretty fun to watch as well. Like the way he plays, he's just, yeah, he's exciting. So I like getting players in that I like watching as well. So if you want to get Butters, definitely do so if you've got enough money. Then Luke Ryan, 521k. Look, I don't know if he's going to play this cheese roll every week, but it was extremely cheesy. Like this roll was amazing. It was like Sicily on steroids. Like he was not manning up anyone. Just sitting in the back line, calling for the ball when they're not even... He's the only one in D50 and he's calling for the ball. And it's just like, what the hell? But yeah, very, very good role. I don't know if that will stay like that because the thing is he's been playing lockdown the last few weeks and all of a sudden this week he just wants to turn into a stat pad. So I don't know if he's going to, yeah, he's a roller coaster, I think. His role is changing every week. Jordan Dawson, obviously if you don't have him, 582k is an amazing price for him. Probably a little bit underscored last week, the 149. He was dominant. Slightly quiet fourth quarter, but yeah, I really liked watching Jordan Dawson play last week, and he's a gun at the end of the day. His kicking efficiency was down the last few weeks, but last week was really good again. He was just hitting targets left and right. So yeah, Jordan Dawson's an absolute must-have if you don't have him. Ryan Marrick, so people are still bringing him in after a 17. I think it's just a pure downgrade option. Chuck him on your bench. He will never see my field again if as long as I don't, get forced to field him. Yeah, he was terrible. But that being said, he is a key forward. He's playing his second game in a team that lost by nearly 200 points. So makes sense that he did pretty average, but yeah, who knows with him. Darcy Cameron's another one, really good price, 480k. I would have him as my... So Dawson, if you don't have him for whatever reason, is the most important. I would have Cameron second because of the price. Break even relatively low. And yeah, he's averaging the 97. That does include his injury, 89, which he was on track for about a 120 that game. So I think DCam's a really good option. Now, he doesn't have the greatest ruck forward split. I don't know what the number is exactly, but to my eye, it looked like he was playing a fair bit forward. But he is a really good damaging forward as well. So he can kick a goal or two a game. But obviously, I'd rather him playing mostly ruck. But yeah, Cox did get a decent stint in there, so that's one thing I'm not super happy about. Anyway, Cameron's a great pick. Sinclair's another one that's a really good pick. If you don't have him, he's looking really good in the midfield, that was sort of his weakness coming up to this week. Is he wasn't great in the midfield, but he was much better at halfback. But this week he was really good in the midfield. So yeah, I think against a good midfield as well in Brisbane, I think he's sort of proven himself to be a really good pick no matter where he plays. Yeah, Sinclair's a gun. If you want to bring him in, do so. Tom Liberatore, so he's the mid. Like, if I had to get an Uber Primo mid, it's probably either him or Petrarca, if you're not going to go like a Butters. Now, I'm personally going Serong, but it sort of fits my structure better, and I think Serong's great value. We'll talk about him in a second. But Liberatore has been very consistent this year. Lowest score of 87, or 80, sorry. So he's had an 80 and 87, and the rest are just insane. Like, look at those numbers. He's got a relatively big ceiling as well, so that's always a bonus. And he probably will never get tagged, not with Bond in that team. So that's one thing that he probably has over someone like a Butters or a Serong, is those two can get tagged. So yeah. And then Bontempelli, 655k, is probably as cheap as he's going to get, which is crazy. He's averaging 129. He's number one player in the game. If you don't have him, you got to get him at some point, don't you? He went 182 this year against Freo, so he will be copying my C. Yeah, so in terms of my team, so I've got, 9 of the top 10 players, which I'm really, really happy with about total points. And then a couple of others down here. But yeah, would like Petrarca, but at this point I think I have to miss. Now, the reason I think Serong is such great value is because, yes, he's got the injury concern. Now, that is one problem about the pick, is he is dealing with an injury. But that being said, he is still scoring very well, and his numbers are good. Break even of 134. You could probably wait one more week, but I just think I want to get full Primo this week. Most teams are going to be full Primo this week, so you're going to be kind of falling behind the 8 ball if you don't get that final upgrade this week. So yeah, 558k for a guy that's averaging 111 is dirt cheap. I think, yes, he's been a little bit quieter lately, 93, 108, 84, 104, but it's still pretty solid scores, really. This game, I think he was just absurdly inefficient, so I don't think that's really too much to worry about. He had a really inefficient game and he still scored fairly high, 84. But yeah, obviously, besides that St Kilda game, 101, 146, 100, 146, 130, 109, he's got a ceiling. Yes, he does tend to just do bomb kicks, but Torino does as well, and Torino's still scoring really well. So both of these guys are guns at the end of the day. I just think Serong for the value is just the best pick. So if I had to rank him, it would be like, obviously Dawson if you don't have him, or any of the Ubers if you don't have them, like your Dawson, Laird, Bond. They're the top priority. You have to get them in, and then, or even a Neil, and then it's got to be Darcy Cameron, Serong, and probably Sinclair. So yeah, in terms of my team, just going to make the one trade this week. Like I said, I don't see anything changing or any reason that would change at all. Just because, look, Yo's a bit of a worry at D6, but Steele's a worry at M8 as well. But I do have MJ, and that's a fair bit of cash to cash in if I need to. DCAM at D6 is solid. So looping like a Cogs and a Jeremy Cameron here would be nice. Getting Sicily for Yo would be nice too. So I have to be wise with these last few trades because obviously I don't have many. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope everyone's having a good week. And yeah, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.